Are you ready to do a whiskey quickie with Elijah Craig 18 year? Let's go. Hey, what's up everybody? Thank you for joining me for this whiskey quickie review of Elijah Craig 18. Never cracked this bottle open before. Had a very long day, a lot of interesting things going on, but that is a different story for a different time. But when I got home, I wanted to try something a little bit special. Haven't tried this 18-year-old Elijah Craig yet, and I picked this up at a liquor store when I met Troy from Baker Drinks. It seemed like it was a pretty good price, and so I whipped out my phone and started doing some searching, see what other places had it listed as, and oh my goodness. So the price variation I was seeing online, it was ranging everywhere from $200 to $500, and it was absolutely ridiculous. And so I was like, holy crap, they actually have it here for MSRP. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a shot. So after a long day, I thought it would be fun to give this an official whiskey review.
Why?
Make your life fun.
Fun.
You know what that is? You've seen other people have.
Get this cracked open here. Ooh. Let's pour the first one into our infinity bottle. And pour the second one for us to review. So while that glass is getting some air, let's take a look at the bottle. It has a very barrel shape to the bottle. You see how the bottle is shaped like a barrel. Very different than the standard Elijah Craig bottle, which has a much more different look to it like this. And so you can see them side by side. It's a very differently shaped bottle. This says Elijah Craig, father of bourbon, 45%. So this is a 90 proof, 18-year-old, bottled on 4/22/22, barrel 5856. So that barrel number tells me this is a single barrel product. And so I don't know if there is a newer edition available for purchase right now, but I know that this is the only one I've seen at any store anywhere around me. This is not an easy bottle to find, at least in this area. So I was pretty excited to find it just sitting on the shelf around MSRP. And as you can see on the neck tag, there's a little thing that has a whole bunch of words inside with a bunch of buzzwords talking about how good this whiskey is. Fantastic. Let's get on to the nose. It's got a lighter color to it than I expect for an 18-year-old bourbon. But the nose smells really pleasant. Not as dark of wood notes as I was expecting. The wood notes are a little bit lighter than I anticipated from an 18-year-old bourbon, but there's definitely some good strong wood notes in there, along with some really sweet, nice syrupy notes. Syrups like vanilla, caramel, honey. It smells really nice and inviting. Let's get to the palate. Cheers. It kind of bounces around a bit. There was some vanilla, there was some wood, then there was a slight bitter wood tannic note, and then that faded away pretty quickly and went back to some sweet wood and syrupy notes. But the finish was pretty short on that first sip. Let's go in for a second one now that I'm a little more acclimated. Cheers. It has a really nice sweet mouthfeel, pretty good coat, like a medium mouth coating, easily crushable. But I have a lot of, $40, $50 bottles on my bar that are just as good as this. And so I'm going to go ahead and give you my final thoughts and say, I would not buy this one again. I like it. I like it a lot. It's really good. But I have a lot of $30, $40, $50 bottles that I like better than this. And so I wouldn't buy this one again. But that's just me. How about you? Drop it in the comments. Let me know what you think of the Elijah Craig 18. But make sure you subscribe to the channel because we've got a lot more reviews coming your way. Lots of content. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you get that notification when that new content comes out. Until next time, earn, protect, enjoy. Cheers. Hey, what's up guys? So today is the day after I filmed the review you just watched. I talked to a buddy of mine and I told him that I thought the Elijah Craig 18 year was not worth the price point that it is at, even at MSRP, and that if you find a bottle a third of the price, like a $50 bottle, you can find a bottle just as good, if not better. And the first thing that came to mind is the Evan Williams single barrel when I was thinking of a similar flavor profile. Now this is anywhere between $35 and $50 a bottle, compared to this guy at, you know, between 150 and 160 at MSRP. And so I wanted to do a real quick side-by-side following the initial review to see if what I said really holds water, you know. So this is the 18 year. Okay, I'm just reminding myself what I was tasting yesterday. It's got a good palate, sweet syrups, a little bit oaky. It's pretty good. Now this is a glass of the Evan Williams single barrel, and it has the info on the back that tells me it was barreled on March of 2013, bottled on September of 21. So it's 8.5 years old. And let's see how this one does side by side with that 18. Cheers. It's got a pretty similar syrupy, good mouthfeel, lots of honey, vanilla, caramel, those syrupy notes with some wood to it. The Evan Williams single barrel is 86 proof compared to the 18 year 90 proof. But I mean, that is a tasty drink, even after coming off this 18. I stand by that. In a side-by-side comparison of an Evan Williams single barrel and the Elijah Craig 18 year, it is not 3 times better. It's just not. The Evan Williams single barrel is very similar in flavor profile. It's pretty close, only 4 proof points lower, and it is almost just as good. So in closing, in my opinion, from the single barrel Elijah Craig 18 year that I have, I think it's just as good as a bottle that is a third of the price, which is the Evan Williams single barrel. It's just as good. So I'll leave you with that. Cheers.